everyone, welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm DK.
I'm Rizzo.
And I'm Zero, and today in Anime Reaction, watch the first episode of Occultic 9.
Watched or experienced?
Experienced.
Yes. If you want to check out our reaction to the first episode of Occultic 9, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comments section, because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga, and don't forget to like and share our videos. And thanks for watching.
So, we're not going to do a recap on this one.
There's
far too much.
Metric fuck ton of information here.
It was going like 200 miles an hour the entire time.
It was trying to introduce as much of the plot as the director thought it could.
Yeah.
Like, really, just
I'm not sure if it was the plot, or at least, chucking tons of hints, tips, and
world building, and yeah, the tips and the hints, character introductions, because we did get introduced to a good number of the characters. But yeah, this is the basic thing is this episode was mostly about introducing Yuta and Miu and Ryotasu.
Future back problems. Because goddamn.
And kind of showing that the blog, which is the central thing that ties everybody together in this show.
I mean, we also got something from I think it was Sarai and Arya. We also got a little bit of story from them. But it's
we definitely saw Sarai. We saw Arya. We actually did see Ririnka and Toko as well.
I think we also saw Shin somewhere.
Yeah. Temporarily.
I mean, it might have introduced all of them actually. But anyway, just kind of our thoughts about it after we composed ourselves a little bit here. It was really, really I think that the story is interesting, but it kind of reminded me of how Steins Gate had a really weak first episode too. Like, it was just trying too much.
Yeah, not necessarily weak, but kind of done a little too quickly, and really, it can really throw a lot of people off. This is world building at ludicrous speed.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to introduce everything they can as quickly as they can.
And at the same time, the very first scene, I don't know, was that something that happened on February 22nd? Or is that something that happened in the future or in the past?
Or who knows?
What's actually going on there? Because that first scene was like, huh?
Yeah. So I mean, the first scene where we get people floating in what looked like some sort of lake, and then suddenly it's like fast-paced, upbeat music, and people screaming to get in to see these bodies.
Yeah,
and because pushing people out of the lake, and then it zooms in on a body bag and everything stops. What the hell? That's my honest reaction to this entire fucking episode.
Straight up,
what the actual hell?
Straight up drag racer gone into that high gear.
So, if you've ever seen Carnival of Phantasm, the version of the Holy Grail War in that is a race.
Race, yes.
What Lancer does with the gay bold car.
Exactly that.
You know what? When we get rich, we have to recreate the gay bold car, for real.
And then, as soon as the opening starts up, they took that same concept and went the other fucking direction.
Yeah.
Because we're introduced to Yuta, and at 1,000,000 miles an hour, we're just chucked so much information. I mean, you can certainly get the gist of it.
Yeah, I mean,
very quickly.
It's a guy who wants to get rich off the internet. He runs a blog and is investigating paranormal shit.
Honestly, if we had the time, I'd probably watch this about 3 or 4 times just to make sure that I actually got all the information in this episode. But wow,
I don't think my brain could handle that much. I think it would come out cooking, trying to process it all.
Yeah, and I definitely want to talk because I am the resident Team Justice guy here,
Here we go.
I have to talk about Ryotasu's hits. Because goddamn, those make my back hurt.
No, as the resident Team Plot guy, I think that is a bit much.
Excessive. Have you ever seen, or just posing a question to the general audience here, have you guys ever seen Triage X or High School of the Dead, which are both written by the same author? Every female character who's worth anything in his stories have her size of tits.
No, literally,
Or
like,
bigger.
Like rack size in those stories is equivalent to like hat sizes in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, pretty much.
The bigger, the more important.
I actually think, because I've seen High School of the Dead, she has bigger tits than the biggest tits in that show.
No, I think the teacher's a little bit bigger, but...
And at the same time, compared to her body.
Well,
So the reason why I brought up Triage X first is because there's a character in that, which is the bomber girl who's like an idol or whatever.
mm-hmm.
She reminds me of her because she's short. She's like 5 foot tall and 6 foot thick.
Yep.
Like seriously, like short. Boom. Now, don't get me wrong. I know short girls who have a lot, in the breast department, but
Every single one of them complains about back problems.
every single one of them complains about back problems.
My biggest gripe with Ryutas here.
She just doesn't look realistic to me.
Well, that's the thing. It's not that she has the rack. It's how the animators kind of used it. The gynaxing was excessive in this episode.
I love
I
it.
would have to say,
I mean, it's a good
that
one-off gag,
that
but-
the character herself was doing that on purpose. Like
Yeah.
usually the gynaxing that irritates me is the stuff that happens on accident.
Or like in Aiken.
Yeah,
Where
or
it's
like an Aiken.
just so over the top, and
Yeah.
it's like the breasts themselves are ham actors.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's usually the stuff that's like on accident. Honestly, if
wow.
a girl, had breast that size and they kept flopping around like that on accident, she'd be like taping them down,
I just realized I
So-
more or less gave Ryutas rack a credit in the anime.
Yeah, honestly,
And a
they
critique
should
as
get a
such.
cast credit.
Yeah.
But each of them should get a cast credit.
Yeah.
Because honestly, there's more flesh there than there is in the entire makeup of the main.
Well, they're definitely not going to get any awards for any supporting characters. Her broad one's a hands
Yeah,
in,
but
though.
from my point of view, she was doing that on purpose to get a rise out of Yuta. Like, that's the only thing that I can think.
Get rid of the viewer.
Well,
Obviously.
thinking from a story,
Yeah,
from
I
a
gotcha,
character
I gotcha.
point of view.
It kind of establishes her character as sort of a Clyde Cuckoo-lander
Yeah.
and dancing around at random like that.
Also, what the fuck's up with her ray gun?
I want one.
What the fuck's up with that? So we were given a flashback.
Give up trying to explain it.
We were given a flashback of the introduction between Yuta and Ryota. Ryoka.
Yeah.
That's her real name, but
Ryotasu. Or
Ryotas
Ryotas
is her handle.
Yeah, her handle.
Yeah.
Her nickname.
So that flashback gave us literally nothing.
Yeah. It had Yuta sitting on a park bench listening to a shortwave radio. And then it had Ryotas
Dancing on top of a slide.
dancing on top of a slide. Then she grabs the little safety rail and whoop, and down the slide.
I gotta say, despite her body shape and all that, she's very agile.
Unbelievable, yes.
But what really strikes me is to your point about she's doing it on purpose is in the flashback she zaps Yuta with some sort of ray gun. I have no idea what it does, but It's actually kind of cool.
I want several.
Anyway, Yuta like knocks out for a second and face plants into her chest.
One-way trip to Marshmallow Hell.
Heaven.
You're stuck with the crazy. I think it's hell.
I deal with the crazy. Anyway,
He's
are
dated crazy.
I've dated crazier. Anyway, God.
Love you, bro.
Her face at that point.
She totally approved.
She totally wants
Did it on purpose.
She totally
Okay.
wants to get that reaction out of him. Like totally. And
that's what she's
Amongst
going
other
for.
things.
everything that
That's
she's
like
done.
90% of the shit that she does.
Yeah, everything that she's done in this episode is just like to get a rise out of him.
In multiple ways, yes.
And I'm fairly certain she succeeds in many ways.
OTP.
You know, actually, Yuta, for the most part, doesn't really seem to be that into her. Like, she does all that stuff, but he doesn't really, she doesn't really actually get a rise out of him. Like, he doesn't seem to be interested in her at all.
Oh, he certainly makes him flustered.
Yeah, well...
Flustered, yeah.
I mean, you're gonna be flustered, but like when you compare his reaction with her rather than his reaction with like Miyu, I just think that it's really different.
I think his relationship with Miyu is a completely different story. It's more like a
Fanboy and idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's exactly it. I mean, he's a hardcore, like a cult otaku. And he runs a blog. It's like it's his baby. He doesn't really have much. How to put it? He doesn't really prioritize pursuits of the flesh, shall we say? Not as much as he does the pursuit of money for his blog.
Well, he has two perfectly good specimens to work on with here.
Yeah, but for him,
Because
it's probably just the
he
cherry
was-
on top, not the ice cream. You know what I mean?
And then the kind of introductory scene there with Miyu when they're at school. Oh god, that was both infuriating and hilarious.
Because you know what's going to
Because
happen.
I really hate the kind of the story device there of the fan, the Idols fan club at school or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I generally find that kind of thing annoying.
It's a cop out for to make sure the writers don't have to write real antagonists.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, the part where they're standing there and then she opens the door and goes, "Oh, it's you!" Oh, bam!
Shoulder check.
And then she ignores all the people in her fan club and goes straight over to him. Like I said in the episode, oh, you're gonna get him killed.
But it actually
They will kill him.
Exactly. That's what makes it awesome.
It reminds me of the "Where's my chef?" Or I found my chef thing.
Right.
I found my chef.
Yeah, but Asuna didn't have a rabid fan club right that killed Kirito.
Yeah, she did.
Yes, she did. Well, technically in the anime, they just kind of show the Kuradel connection.
Yeah.
Kirito.
But she actually did have a.
But yeah, she actually did have a fan club, like in the novels, that he had to avoid.
Okay.
So,
No. Makes sense.
and so many people were disappointed when they got married.
Yep. But yeah, it was really hilarious when they actually got down and introduced Miyu in the cafe because she's like, "I'll do anything with you."
Oh my.
So yeah, two perfectly good specimens to play around with.
Threesome!
Here. But
Our apartment has no soundproofing.
I don't care!
Anyway, yeah, I think that's really about all I wanted to talk about.
yeah, the only other thing that we can discuss is Ryoka told Yuta to go talk to this professor. When he enters the office, I nail on the head, dead body.
You already know.
Yeah, you already know.
It's a supernatural mystery anime. You already know that
I'm
the maker is going to
wondering-
find a dead body.
I'm really wondering if Ryoka was just like, Cloud Cuckoo Lander, go talk to him now, or if she actually knew something about it because she sent him over to his office in the middle of the night.
It's
kind of smelling like a setup at this point.
Speaking of smell, I feel sorry for Arya.
Yeah.
Arya. Oh man, because she received the scalp of Professor.
Yeah. Also, confirmed supernatural elements in the show because it does actually show like some sort of ghost devil thing.
Yep.
And she just calls him the devil straight up.
She just calls him the devil straight up. Yeah.
Which, by the way, that dude's hair looked like mine.
So, this episode, out of all the first episodes that we watch, I would probably put this one somewhere near the bottom.
Just because it was like too fast-paced for enjoyment for a lot of people. But then again, there will be people who absolutely love the insane pace it goes at.
I think a lot of people who liked Steins Gate would probably like the start of this one.
Or any Fife PV work that isn't Robotics Notes, as far as I can tell.
Even Robotics Notes kind of had a really fast start, like at first.
I actually thought Robotics Notes kind of sped up and later on.
Well, yeah, it did have the kind of speed up later on.
I was a big fan of Fooly Cooly, and I get that vibe here.
There you go.
I love it.
Yeah, Fooly Cooly is one of those that's like 500 miles an hour.
If you absolutely love, those really zany anime like Fooly Cooly or Concrete Revolutio from a couple seasons back, then you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
If not, and a lot of a lot of people we know kind of personally are kind of on that side of the fence.
We actually got a tweet. Wow.
While we
in
were
episode.
this, yeah.
Exactly.
So, kudos
to
you for timing, Fantasilion. Kudos to you.
It's like he knows this is
But,
But no, I don't think that this is shit. Like I don't think that like I don't want to judge it like too quickly.
Yeah, it could also have been like an artistic direction, just for like more impact.
Yeah,
made for ratings.
I'm hoping that it kind of slows down a little bit later. But
after a first episode like that, I think it has no choice but to. Otherwise, the director's gonna get lynched or something.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna end well.
To me, animation. When you actually get down, you actually look at the animation. It was phenomenal. It was amazing.
Vintage A1.
Absolutely top notch. The story, you can see where it's going. You can more or less understand it once you actually pick up on everything that's going on.
But before you even pick up on it, you still get the gist of it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fail in that department at all.
And for me, I'm more or less enjoying the slightly Fooly-Cooly feel to it, mixed with say Mayoiga. It's really one of those like mind messing up psychological animes.
I think this is going to turn into a real mind fuck. For me, actually, I'm kind of getting the vibe, and it's not an anime comparison I'm about to make here, but it's like a more grown-up version of Scooby-Doo. Kind of madcap, let's go out, solve mysteries, and that's James Bond.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to think of the little ditty from that.
But yeah, as we end off, go ahead and click here if you want to see the podcast where we explain all the stuff that we're watching this season.
And if you're getting tired of watching us react to anime, go check out OS Gaming, our sick new gaming channel.
Content coming soon.
Working on it.
If you'd like to support us, go ahead and click here to go to our Patreon page. But let us know what you thought of this anime, what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Yep, thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't.
But that's going to do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. We need to go recover.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Seriously, what the
I keep
fuck?
on trying to think of that ditty, and the James Bond, very first part of the James Bond theme is the only thing that comes into my head.
And the other one was doo doo, which is still wrong.
Which is still wrong.
Yeah.